As Mrs. Flynn.
And Mr. Rops. Now we're going to do a word problem graphically, as that's what the instructions say. We're on the second one of the first day. The difference between the square of a house number and the number itself is 90.
Write and solve an equation to find this house number. Is there more than one answer?
Let's find out.
All right. To write an equation, again, think about what it's asking. The difference means, in math,
Subtract.
Between the square of his house number. The square of a house number. So if x is our house number, I'll just write let x equal house number.
Oh, I love it when people do that because it keeps it clear about what they're talking about and they know exactly what they're referred to.
Stating your variables. Then if it's the square of a house number, I know I can denote that as x squared.
Right, super. And then the difference must mean that we're subtracting something.
And what are we subtracting? The number itself.
Which was x, as we defined it.
Is in math means?
Equal.
And 90.
Okay, great. So now we have x squared minus x equals 90. We have to do this graphically.
So before we do anything, we have to make sure that our equation is set to equal 0.
Great. Okay, so let's go to our calculator and we'll type in x squared minus x minus 90.
And we'll go ahead and look at the graph. And it doesn't look like we can see it. So if we go to
let's try
a different window.
Yeah, let's pick a different window. I got a small window up there now. Let's go from
-15. Maybe.
Sure, that sounds good. And we're just basically making up numbers here to try. 15. Our y values can go, I don't know, -10 to 10.
Not negative. Okay, now let's look at that graph again.
There we go. Okay.
Now we can see our two solutions are going to be where it hits the x-axis, so one solution being here,
okay,
and one solution being here.
All right, so now to do it, we go second trace, which is our calculate menu.
And we want to know the 0.
Great.
Number 2.
And now it's asking me a question. It says left bound. Where is my left bound?
So we want to pick a value that is to the left of this. Doesn't matter what value it is.
Right.
Just somewhere to the left. So let's see. Maybe negative...
Well, I know my window goes out to -15, so maybe like -13 or so.
Okay. Oops. -13?
Sure.
My right bound, I want it somewhere to be right here, so let's just go ahead and pick -5.
Okay.
Be safe. And our guess?
No. -7? Who knows? We'll just anywhere between those two values will work.
And we get -9.
All right.
So we know one value, x can be -9.
All right.
So it's a quadratic. It's going to touch twice, so we can say or. Now let's go through the same process.
Okay. 0.
0 again.
Left bound.
Now we want our left bound to be over here.
Okay, so I don't know.
7.
7. And our right bound, 14 again.
Okay.
And guess somewhere in the middle between there.
8.
Sure.
And our other value is x equals 10.
And so now we should make sure we show a labeled sketch because that's what the instructions are saying, and that's always good for our calculator solutions to show what we're doing. So we know it's a quadratic. We don't see on the graph itself, calculator, we don't see the bottom part, but that's what's going on. There's -9, and here is 10. And we should put the equation y equals, we put y equals x squared minus x minus 90, so that you can communicate clearly that you know what you're doing. Okay, so
now to answer the question.
Oh, right. We have to answer the question.
What is the possible house number?
All right. Well, couldn't it be -9 and 10?
Well, Yeah, I guess, but -9 for a house number?
All right, that doesn't make
That
much
doesn't
sense.
really make much sense.
All right, so
I would say our house number is 10.
exactly, I agree with that because
So.
it cannot be -9.
House number.
Maybe in Harry Potter they have -9.
You would think of that, of course.
All right, and that's how you do that one. Over and out, I guess.